Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're opening up a blueprint for national resilience that is deceptively simple, but also strategically profound. We're looking at the 30th anniversary of the royal composition from Mahachanok by King Bhumibol Adulyadej the Great, Rama Annex. And this text is so much more than just a retelling of an old Jataka tale. It's really a strategic roadmap. So our mission for you today is to pull out the core insights, specifically how this whole framework provides a real methodology for sustainable social development, all through this striking metaphor of the mango tree.
It's an incredible body of work. I mean, the king took the original Jataka sutri, which, primarily focuses on the prince's incredible perseverance, his viriya.
Right, while he's swimming in the ocean for 7 days.
For 7 days after a shipwreck, exactly. But he took that and he updated it for the 20th and now the 21st centuries. He basically used this ancient myth to diagnose modern Thailand's social and environmental issues.
That's fascinating.
And he reframed that whole perilous ocean journey, while the original tale really focused on, pure physical endurance. Just grit.
Pure grit. The updated composition turns that ocean into a metaphor for economic turbulence and environmental degradation. The prince's survival now depends on more than just strength. It's about 3 integrated qualities.
And those are the foundation.
They're the foundation of the whole blueprint. Perseverance, viriya, which was already there, but now also wisdom, panya, and compassion, metta.
That reframing is so key, isn't it? The mission isn't just survive the shipwreck anymore. It's about building a society that can actually withstand these huge global crises. So let's dive into that core image, the mango tree. The source material sets this up as the central metaphor, right? Representing Thailand's environment, its resources, society itself.
Exactly. And this analogy isn't just a symbol. It's deployed as a pretty severe warning about these destructive cycles of exploitation. The king's text highlights this really deep, kind of painful insight. They love the mango fruit, but they destroy the mango tree.
Oof, yeah.
Just think about that phrase for a second. It perfectly captures the danger of short-term thinking. Right. We want the immediate gain, the fruit, but we ignore the long-term health of the whole system that supports it.
Exactly. If resources are just exploited relentlessly, if the foundations of society are just chipped away for a quick profit, the mango tree withers. The whole nation faces an existential crisis.
Yeah.
It's just a powerful image for modern unsustainable development.
Okay, so a warning like that requires a plan of action. If the tree is withering, the composition must outline some kind of solution.
It does. And this is where we get into the king's strategic planning, the 9 methods for restoring the mango tree.
The 9 methods.
Right. And these aren't just 9 random ideas thrown at a wall. They are 9 high-level strategies that cover everything from policy and infrastructure to spiritual recovery.
The whole system approach.
It is. And while we're going to focus on method 1 today, it's important to see the whole scope. I mean, the other methods include things like managing water resources, improving infrastructure, environmental policies. They address the external physical reality of the crisis.
But there's a deliberate order to them.
A very deliberate choice in the sequencing. The insight is that before you can fix the policy, which is method 8, or the infrastructure method 5, you have to first address the internal disposition of the citizens. And that's why method 1 is the absolute essential starting point for any recovery. And that method is culturing the seeds, or akampankan.
Okay, let's zero in on that then. This is the foundation. If national recovery depends on culturing the seeds, what exactly are these seeds in a strategic sense?
Well, the seeds, or akampon, are defined in the sources as representing 2 things. The new generation.
The youth.
The youth, kanampako, and just as important, new innovative concepts, or konkon.
So people and ideas.
People and ideas. The fundamental implication of method 1 is that national healing is an internal project first. It's not about waiting for some new external policy or a huge government spending program to come in and fix everything.
Starts from the inside out.
It starts from the inside out. It means you have to proactively invest in the internal qualities of your youth, fostering creativity, critical thinking, and the kind of ethical foresight you need to invent truly sustainable solutions.
But wait a minute. If you're staring down a national crisis, I mean, the mango tree is dying right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't focusing only on the internal qualities of young people kind of ignore the immediate external problem? Why would you prioritize mindset over emergency policy?
And that is the absolute core strategic genius of this composition. Because think about it. If you apply the best policy in the world,
Right.
but the people who have to implement it, the administrators, the entrepreneurs, the regular citizens, If they lack that panya, that wisdom and metta, compassion, what
They'll
happens?
find a way around it for their own gain.
They will inevitably misuse it or circumvent it for short-term gain. They will just keep cutting down the tree to get to the fruit, policy or no policy.
So you have to change the people before the policy can ever work.
You have to. Method 1 ensures that the human resources are equipped with what we might now call, well, something like integrated development goals, or IDGs. It's about building this foundational immunity against future crises by instilling internal qualities that just inherently reject exploitation.
The internal development has to come before the external restoration.
It must.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the goal isn't just teaching kids basic skills, it's nurturing a complete ethical and intellectual framework.
Yeah.
How do we see this process of culturing the seeds applied in the real world according to the sources?
The sources give us a great example. They cite the concept of Putale College, but
thanks.
pass that as a living example of Method 1 in action.
Okay.
It's an educational model designed explicitly to cultivate those qualities of Mahachanok, perseverance, wisdom, and sharing into the new generation.
So it's not abstract anymore.
No, this is where it gets really practical. The educational model is based on a cycle. Truly knowing, truly acting, truly seeing results. That's all right.
No, do it, see it.
Basically, yeah.
Hmm.
It deliberately moves learning out of the classroom and into these complex real-world situations.
That sounds like a powerful way to build real competence.
Yeah.
How does that middle part, the truly acting phase, how does that specifically generate wisdom and compassion?
So in the Putale model, truly acting often means students have to manage a real-world venture. It could be a farm, a local business, an environmental project. They are forced to confront real trade-offs.
Okay, so give me an example.
Okay, say they're managing a farm. They have to decide, do we use cheap chemicals to get the maximum immediate yield? Or do we invest the time and effort into sustainable soil management for long-term production?
Ah, I see.
This forces them to practice panya. They have to weigh that short-term profit against long-term resource sustainability. And then the truly seeing results phase holds them accountable. They get to measure the real-world impact of their ethical decisions on the environment and on their community.
That synthesis is brilliant. It means the outcome of method 1, of culturing the seeds, isn't just about producing competent workers.
Not at all.
You're producing human resources who have both strong ability, panithkatpun, and, maybe more importantly, public consciousness.
Exactly. And this public consciousness is built from the ground up by internalizing panya and metta.
So let's just expand on those. What does prenya or wisdom really mean in this strategic sense? It's not just book smarts.
No, not at all. It's having consciousness and a really profound understanding that everything is interconnected.
Holistic thinking.
It's holistic thinking applied to life. If you possess true panya, you see the social and environmental consequences of your economic actions. You look beyond immediate profit, you apply foresight, and you recognize that exploiting natural capital or your workforce is, at the end of the day, self-defeating.
Okay, so panya gives you the vision and the foresight for sustainability.
Yeah.
And then metta, compassion, provides the social glue to make sure that sustainability actually benefits everyone.
Metta is the framework that's integrated across everything, the Jataka story, the educational models. And it's more than just simple sympathy. In the context of the mango tree, metta means acknowledging our interdependence.
Right.
It means genuinely loving and sympathizing with your fellow citizens, sharing resources, and respecting the inherent value of others. And that includes the natural world.
Because sustainability can't exist without social justice.
It can't. If the benefit of the mango tree is hoarded by a few people, the rest of society will eventually either revolt or just abandon the system. You'll end up right back in that crisis state. Metta ensures that sharing is the default ethical action.
And when you successfully integrate that foresight, panya, with that ethic of sharing, metta, you arrive at the economic philosophy that King Rama promoted, the sufficiency economy, or popyang. This concept gets misinterpreted a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. It's often mistakenly seen as, austerity or isolationism. But the sources are clear that popyang is the necessary outcome of having developed panya and metta.
So it's not about being poor.
It's not about being poor. It's about being robustly self-sufficient and internally balanced. The sufficiency economy dictates that you live and work moderately, responsibly, and with a kind of inherent immunity.
Immunity from what?
From crises. It means avoiding reckless risks that are driven by greed. That's a failure of panya. And ensuring your actions don't exploit the environment or other people. which is a failure of metta. It's a decision-making framework that prioritizes long-term stability and happiness over unchecked, unsustainable growth.
So instead of being an anti-growth philosophy, Popiine is really a stability philosophy. It's the practical application of the internal qualities that you cultivate through Strategy 1.
That's it.
A seed that's grown with panya and metta will just naturally operate within the bounds of sufficiency.
Exactly right. That is the synthesis. You cannot mandate a sufficiency economy through regulation alone. You first have to cultivate citizens who possess the internal qualities to choose sufficiency, to choose moderation, responsibility, interconnectedness, even when they're tempted by easy, destructive, short-term profit.
That brings us completely full circle, back to the mango tree. We realize the first step to restoring the environment and society is not policy, it's people. Method 1, culturing the seeds, is the investment in youth and new ideas, rooted entirely in developing this ethical wisdom and compassion.
And this framework places the responsibility, the onus, on every single individual. The composition really emphasizes the concept of duty, or can all of us?
It's on all of us.
It is. The health and prosperity of the nation aren't the exclusive duty of leaders or the government. It's the collective energy of everyone. The ultimate challenge from the composition is for each of us to embody the resilience and wisdom of Fra Mahachanok in our daily lives.
Whether you're a student, an administrator, a consumer.
Exactly. Whether you're a student at Putale learning to manage a farm, or an administrator setting policy, or just a consumer making a purchasing decision. National revival starts with personal commitment.
This deep dive into a 30-year-old composition gives us an intensely relevant strategic framework for today. The source sums up the guiding principles as Ru, Rak, Samaki, which translates to knowing, loving, and unity. We've spent this time really dissecting knowing, the wisdom and holistic thought that's fostered by Method 1.
Right.
But the journey is incomplete without action. So we want to leave you with this final provocative thought. If Method 1 is about the individual knowing, don't another put a complex one. It's got to go down, which has to be established first. What concrete public steps can we take in our communities today to actively practice the second and third principles, loving, which is applied metta and unity, to ensure those ethically cultivated seeds truly flourish and save the mango tree?